Hello everyone, I'm back. I know it's been forever since I have made any sort of videos.
Wait a second. Who is that? Hello to all of you beautiful people inside of my phone, and welcome back to a new video. Today we're doing something a little bit different for a change, and I hope you enjoy it. After going through some of the old footage from my Disney college program and editing it, I realized that some of it needed explaining. So I am here to elaborate on whatever the old version of myself is here to say, and let me tell you, it is a bit cringy, so I hope you enjoy this video.
I have a lot to talk about today.
I just look so tired, and I can't believe how low my energy was back then. It's so low, just like Han, so low.
First of all, I got this beautiful name tag today it was called Calm Training for PhotoPass.
Wait a second, I still have that. Give me 1 second, I need to show you this. Whoa, I found it.
We did some amazing stuff, took a backstage kind of tour. It was kind of a way to introduce us into Pandora, since I actually got moved to, that's right, Animal Kingdom. So, if I ever refer to it as DAC, Disney's Animal Kingdom, that is why. We love acronyms here, and that is one that we use very, very often. So, basically, I was put into Magic Kingdom. Some stuff started happening in the back end of things. Not with me, I didn't do anything wrong. Sometimes it's just hard for them to know where they are placing people because some people drop and locations are changing. Disney is an ever-evolving company. I got switched to Animal Kingdom, which I figured out because I got a locker underneath Magic Kingdom, down under the mouse holes, and they actually said when I was getting past security, wait, your card isn't working, let's see why. And they looked in the system, and it was because I actually was working for Animal Kingdom and not Magic Kingdom, and my card wasn't going through. Turns out I am in DAC, Disney's Animal Kingdom.
So basically, when I understood that I have the role of PhotoPass in the Disney College program, it had originally said MK, which stood for Magic Kingdom, just as DAK stands for Disney's Animal Kingdom. So originally I had expected to be placed in Magic Kingdom, which I said in previous Disney vlogs, but that had changed over time, which in the end was kind of a blessing, I felt. And so now past me is going to talk about the first day of training, even though he doesn't clarify that's what he's really talking about.
So, how do I like it there? I love it. I had training for 2 days at what was called Celebration. It's a big apartment complex, and it's really cool going through offices, and we went behind the scenes there, and actually, when you walk past the cubicles there, they are doing all the PhotoPass imagery. It's great that Disney has quality services that are done by real people, and it's not just automatically activated by a robot. I love it. Basically, we went there to Celebration, the office building, and we were trained on how to use the camera, just basic things, how to act as a PhotoPass photographer. Learned a lot of information that you really learned how to appreciate the role that you're in.
I still remember this like it was yesterday. It was really cool being able to walk into the PhotoPass offices and see all these people working at computers, going through quality control. It's really cool looking back and remembering what all happened in the past from this other self of mine. Sometimes a lot can happen at once, and it's hard to recall often what exactly happened in the past, but it's truly amazing that I have this way of looking back through my own eyes. I'm glad that I recorded these videos, but I'm so awkward. Quality control is a huge thing for photos, so it was really amazing to be able to see that there are human beings that look at all of the photos you take, and it really helped to understand from a photographer's perspective that those images are truly being looked at by not only guests, but other Disney personnel. And that in itself made me want to take better photos even just at first, because you don't really want to mess it up. You want to do your best, of course, especially when other people are watching you.
And then after those 2 days, we had 2 days of training at our actual park location. So I went to Animal Kingdom. First day was kind of just like getting you to know the park and understand it with a trainer. It was just 3 of us there when we were at Celebration, the office building. We had about 8 people. Really, PhotoPass is a very small group people. It's not as big as you would think. The CPs, the college programmers, are thrown in with the mix of everybody else who's working part-time and full-time. So there's not as many of us as you would think at all, which is really nice. It's a nice environment. It's a tight-knit community. We walked around the park the first day of our in-park training at Animal Kingdom. It was really nice. We learned where all the backstage places are and the break rooms, and it's really, really cool. A lot of fun facts that you can learn on those days. It's just a lot of information to take in at once on how to shoot in different locations and where to go. And for instance, in Pandora, we don't shoot feet. So everything is from the knees up, which is hard to remember. You also have your PDA, which is what you use to scan the magic bands or the cards that we use. So there's a lot of metadata that tracks what location you're in. So for instance, if you're in Asia, you have to enter that manually into the PDA where you're at. So for instance, if it's Temple Ruins, you would select Disney's Animal Kingdom, Asia, Ruins, whatever it's called. That allows them to understand where the photos are coming from if a family goes to look for them later on, or it's something for magic shot, retrieval. It's really an easy way for us to track the photos.
So basically there are a lot of rules that you have to follow as a PhotoPass photographer, and really for any Disney cast member, that's just the way it is. And really for any job in general that you'll encounter in life. And at first it was very overwhelming because, like I said, you don't want to mess up. You don't want to be that guy that gets things wrong and it causes everybody else to also falter and have issues with you. First impressions are very important, of course. So a lot of what I'm feeling, I think, was fear-based at the time, just not wanting to mess up. And I really didn't. Of course, every position has a few bumps in the road along the way, but it was an amazing experience and I wish I could go back.
There's just a lot to learn in general. It's not an easy task. It's not just sitting there and, well, I'm taking a photo. No, it's hard stuff. It's not simple at all.
Okay, so it's not really that difficult. It becomes fun over time. If I could tell my past self that, I definitely would. At first, it's very overwhelming, like I said, but once you get the hang of things, you can start really making it your own and having fun with it.
Not what I thought it would be in that sense, but it's more than I could have expected, because on our second day of training in the park, we actually got to interact with guests and photograph them. We were kind of put on the spot, but you learn a lot, and the guests are amazing. It's amazing interacting with people. It is such a rush when you have a wonderful family that goes in front of you and you capture that memory for them, and you imagine that sitting up on their shelf at home or on the refrigerator. It's just a really nice experience to bring happiness to the people. If someone is having a bad day, get them to smile, get them to have fun, get them to experience something that they would have normally not if they wouldn't have stood in line to take a photo.
Really, the best part of being a PhotoPass photographer is getting to interact with guests on such a fun level. Unlike merchandise or food and beverage, those are generally solving problems for guests, right? But in PhotoPass, it's more of your ability to be an entertainer with them, and you make them laugh and you have fun with them in order to get the perfect photo. You're making a memory as you're capturing the memory, so both go hand in hand. It was a little daunting at first and it felt a little awkward, but once you do it enough, you get the hang of it and it becomes a lot more fun. And I always said after every day, the best part of this role is truly interacting with guests and just having fun.
It's really a fun job. You can joke around. It's one of the few roles that you actually get to interact with the guests on that level. And that's what I love about it, because I love talking to people. It exhausts me. So I'll come home and I will be dead tired. I've not experienced that in quite a while either. So it's really nice being able to just talk to people, socialize, make them happy, wish them a happy birthday if they have a birthday pin, or if they're celebrating an anniversary, to wish them a wonderful anniversary, to get a photo of them kissing. It's just a wonderful opportunity to brighten their day.
I didn't do that as much, but I did have fun with couples. I'd make them stare lovingly into each other's eyes. It was just amazing to be able to interact with guests and bring a smile to their face in whatever cheesy way that we could.
So speaking of sleeping schedules, oh, I am dead.
So that's why you're so tired looking. Makes sense now.
My normal sleeping schedule before this was literally, at school I had 4 jobs and 18 credits of schoolwork. So I would go to school and do my job all day long. When I would get home, it would be really late because some of my jobs ran really, really late. And I would be up until at least 4 or 5 in the morning getting homework done. I would then wake up at 9, go to work, go to school, and repeat the whole process over and over. Now, as soon as I got down here, I had to really change that up. And I started waking up very early because I have roommates who get up a little on the early side, which is good. I'm very happy for it. They don't wake me up. I'm a very heavy sleeper, which they're still kind of shocked about.
There were days that my roommates would be so loud, apparently, and I would not even move. This ability to be such a heavy sleeper really boggled their minds.
It's really nice being able to actually have a normal sleeping schedule. I woke up at 8, normally the first week. I went to bed at 1 at the latest, normally 12:30. So now that I'm working, it's not that bad. Today I woke up really early at 5:30. So that's not bad at all for me now because I'm used to it. And I'll be going to sleep probably tonight early at 12. That's really, really, really early to me because my sleep schedule was basically flipped. It's really nice. I really enjoy it, actually. I'm much more of a morning person now. I didn't think that could change, but I'm pretty sure I'm still going to be more productive at night.
Yes. Yes, you will be, Matt. Yes, you will be.
It's a weird thing because I was never a morning person. Never. And I just don't feel like I can be productive as soon as I first wake up because I'm like half asleep. Whereas at night, I have more energy just in general. I don't know if it's because of my sleeping schedule or if it was just because that's the way my body works. But I'm very happy that I now am on the normal end of that.
It was really a big adjustment for me to get my sleeping schedule back on track and reorient my body to be a morning person. I was never a morning person before this, but over time you get used to this sort of thing, especially if it goes hand in hand with a very important position that you care about.
You're probably wondering, so Matt, you said it was an amazing experience, but how do you like your job for real? And are you happy to be in Animal Kingdom?
It is not a job. It never was a job. Stop saying it was a job, Matt. It was an amazing opportunity to be in that role, but it was not work. I never felt that I was going to work. I never had the feeling of dread getting on the bus or getting in my car to go to Animal Kingdom. Every time that I drove through the gates, I was excited for what I was going to do that day. Certainly at times it was more difficult than others if I was feeling a little on the more tired side. But honestly, this was not work. This was not a job. It never felt like one.
Well, Magic Kingdom has horrible hours. So at first I was a little disappointed that I was moved. And to be honest, right now, I'm fine with it. I'm perfectly happy because Animal Kingdom is literally so much bigger. It's so much more expansive, and it's fun to see the animals there every single day doing something different.
There was also a lot more walking involved than it would have been in other parks, so that is one of the downsides to working in a place like Animal Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom has a huge rope drop, meaning as soon as the park opens, a flood of people rush in. And dealing with that on Main Street USA, right in front of the castle going up the walkway, is not going to be fun for a PhotoPass photographer there. Of course, I'm going to trade shifts. Of course, I'm going to work at all the different parks. That's my goal.
Spoiler alert. I never met that goal. I worked at Magic Kingdom once, and it was actually a lot of fun. I did do rope drop, and it was different than Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom has their own rope drop. Everybody rushes off into Pandora to ride Flight of Passage. But Magic Kingdom was something very different. You had to get out of the way from the trolley. There's a lot more to be aware of. It was an entirely different experience, one that I'm grateful for. I'm glad that I could trade someone's shift to go to another park, but Animal Kingdom really was my home.
I think I'm very happy that I'm in Animal Kingdom now to give me a way to get acclimated to this position, and I couldn't be happier. It's not necessarily casually run, but people there are a little bit more lenient or laid back because Magic Kingdom is literally like the hub of everything. I'm just comparing the two. I'm not saying that Animal Kingdom, everybody's just, oh, I'm laid back, I don't care about anything. No, it's not like that at all. They care a lot. But Magic Kingdom just has a ton of more people there. It's a lot harder to be in that environment when you're first starting.
Since I'm not making any sense, let me explain. Like I said, there is just a lot more to be aware of in Magic Kingdom. It's your typical Disney park. Animal Kingdom feels a bit different. Guests even feel a bit more relaxed when they're there. They don't feel as though they have to rush all over the place all the time and hit every single ride, because there's obviously quite a bit more to do at Magic Kingdom. It's not that the rules were less strict, it's that you didn't have as much to worry about and be aware of. Don't worry, there's still a lot to be aware of. Of course, you're with Disney, so there's a lot to keep in mind. Animal Kingdom, and really just every park, has a different vibe entirely. I felt more comfortable at Animal Kingdom because that was my home. That's where I went in every day. I knew my leaders, I knew the other cast members that I was working with who I could rely on, so it felt a lot more like home.
Props to the people who are in Magic Kingdom. My one roommate, he's working in Tomorrowland, doing attractions there. Props to him for running those late night shifts. That's another thing. Animal Kingdom, no late night shifts, hardly any. The latest I'm probably going to be there is 8:30 or 9. I have not actually seen the night show at Animal Kingdom yet, which I'm really excited to see too. I get my night training next week, and I actually have my character training the week after that. I have a lot going on right now, training wise. I've been working out as well, trying to hit the gym as much as I can, but my arms are sore, my legs are killing me. Being on your legs all day is a little hard. I've not been used to that. And with carrying the camera equipment, it's a little heavy, so you can be really, really sore by the end of the day. My neck and back areas are very, very tight right now. I kind of feel like I wish somebody could actually crack my back.
Truthfully, if I'm being honest, the best I've ever looked is when I was at Disney. Walking that distance every day and carrying that camera made me look great. And being in Florida gave me a great tan. Normally I am very pale, so that was also very nice. Maybe not when I first got there, but towards the later half, I felt really good.
Other than that, I love it. It's so cool. The best part is the families, being able to interact with them and make a connection with them. That's what's fun. It's not about just taking photos. It's about having that connection and brightening their day just a little bit more because they are making a memory in that moment. Of course, there are some more standard things that we do that I don't really understand yet. For instance, clocking in and out, bumping people off their shift, self-dropping your own shift if you need to leave early. When to do and how to do all these things is very difficult. It is not simple, and it's something that I need to get better at.
Honestly, in the grand scheme of things, those are very mild concerns. Eventually, you are able to do all of those things without any problems. Yes, in the beginning, it can be a little confusing, but the best way to learn is really to just keep asking questions, and that's how you figure things out. I never made any huge mistakes, but obviously being there for 7 months, there's gonna be times where you do mess up. And that's all accounted for. It all really comes down to you being able to communicate. Looking back, I am kind of acting like a bit of a wimp, honestly. But this was a whole new world for me. Haha, get the reference? Whole new world. And it might have been a little difficult for me to learn in the beginning because I was afraid of messing up. But after a while, you knew what you were doing and you definitely felt confident with your role.
I was talked to the other day about something that I did wrong, which was bumping out. Apparently I was supposed to self-drop, I was supposed to leave my position to go back early, and I was supposed to call base. Didn't know that, didn't know how to do that.
You know what the funny thing is? I don't even remember that happening. I don't even remember that. Something big and scary to me at the time did not matter at all. I think there's a lot of things in life like that we worry about in the moment that really don't matter after a while. So just keep that in mind. A valuable life lesson from Matt.
So a lot of these things are really hard to do because there are rules in place and there is a point system that is set up to make sure you're doing it right.
I make it sound so scary. It's really not, honestly. Just do your job and communicate with people and have fun. You don't need to always be worried about this, Matt. Do your thing.
Once you start building up those points, it's going to be hard for you to either A, continue on in the company, if you want to work here forever, or B, to come back if you really want to eventually, which I, of course, do. I would love to work for Disney. It's been my goal since I was a kid. It's my dream. So my goal is to not get any points. Whether that's going to happen or not, whether I'm going to get sick or not, I don't know. And I'm going to be very upset if I end up getting some because of the mistake that I make. It could happen any second. I could wake up late and go into work late, or I could get sick very easily and call off. It's not about that. It's about reacting to that situation that really defines who a person is.
So really, if you mess up really anywhere in life, just remember that it's about how you react to the situation, not about what you actually did sometimes. Unless it's really, really bad, but hopefully that would never happen. That would be more of something on purpose, not accidental. I was just afraid of mainly not being on time when I had to clock in. That was my biggest fear. And yeah, that happens. Everybody does it at least once probably, but it's about reacting to that situation and understanding how to communicate that after the fact, or before if you know that it's going to happen.
It's going to be okay no matter what. I've developed a very laid-back personality. Patterson is an extremely laid-back place. Where I live right here, it's literally called the retirement home because people are so relaxed and casual about everything. They don't really go out a lot. They tend to stay in, maybe sip wine with friends, like sitting on the balcony or something like that. It's very nice. It's a different kind of environment than I've been used to, honestly, entirely. So it's nice. I enjoy it very much so, actually.
Yeah, I really was never the most laid back individual, so me saying something is laid back is probably not as laid back as you might think. And because I didn't specify this, I'm about to talk about the park tours that each cast member gets per the park that they belong to. Every park is different and they have their own history and background which people need to understand if they are to be a cast member there.
Also, yesterday was Acclamation for me. Acclamation, Disney's Animal Kingdom, Acclamation. It was awesome. It was basically a park tour. It was not as good as I thought it would be. Just because I had worked in the park already, I knew most of the information that they were giving us, and the other people that were in this class, quote unquote, they had not already worked there yet. They were just experiencing this for the first time, so it was a lot better for them. My leaders were pretty good. One was really into it, and the other one was very much more casual and laid back. Anyways, so I actually forgot my name tag, so I was super stressed. When I got there to the class, there were about, give or take, 15 other people. Probably less than that, actually. And so because I forgot my name tag, one of the guys there was like, "Did you remember your name tag?" I was like, "Nope." I was the only one who didn't. I'm sorry. And he basically handed me a sticker. I wrote my name on it, put it on my chest, and then in like 10 seconds later, he was like, "Okay, everybody take their name tags off. We're going to the park and we're doing a park tour." So it was kind of nothing that I needed to worry about. So once again, it's about how we try to react to the situation, and we can't go back in time, so it's about preventing it first and then reacting to it. So not a big deal, thank God.
Once again, the things that you worry about sometimes are meaningless, don't even matter. So don't stress yourself out too much about things that really in the long term won't make a difference.
The park tour was good. It was what I had expected. I wanted a little bit more out of it. Like I said, we learned a lot of really cool fun facts that I already had known before, but the best part in the entirety of it was that we actually got to go on a ride. We did Kilimanjaro safaris, and it was amazing in the morning. There were so many animals out there. It was awesome. Literally, they were all active. We saw almost every single animal there, and it was just a great experience.
And if you're wondering, that was the best safari I went on during my time at Disney. Literally, I saw more animals that morning than any other safari that I had been on.
They're introducing a new rhino. They're actually called a crash of rhinos. I learned that too. That's how like rhinos are grouped together. They're called a crash. And then they're introducing one actually into that. And they had like trucks positioned all over to actually ensure that nothing happened to that rhino. We didn't see it, but it could have came out anywhere at any time. I don't think really many people have yet. Giraffes were crossing the road. There was this awesome baby giraffe. The lions were even perched up on the rocks. They weren't even asleep. It was just such a great morning. All the animals were active.
I apologize. This is called rambling, and I do a lot of it. I guess even more back then.
I know I'm rambling right now, but it just feels like there's so much going on right now. So overall, a lot has happened. in this short span of time. I've made so many more friends, and it feels like our group started like this and it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's awesome being able to meet new people and form those connections and relationships with them. I meet someone different every day. I've been taking the bus a lot because I just want to get to know people more. I could drive to work every day. I don't want to deal with traffic, and the bus gives me an excuse if it's late to be like, oh, the bus was late, and they shouldn't give me a point for that.
I did do that a lot. If you are the type of person who struggles making friends, put yourself in situations where you are forced to talk to people that you don't know. I made a handful of friends, some of my best friends actually, from riding the bus at Disney and not driving my car to Animal Kingdom every day. So if you are doing the Disney College program and you're thinking about riding the bus or taking your own vehicle, the bus isn't as bad as you think. It takes a lot more time out of your day. That's why I did end up driving my car a lot of the time during the back half of my program. But you do meet a lot of really cool people and some of your best friends of the program.
So I'm pretty happy here. I miss friends from Mercyhurst and back home as well. It sucks, but I couldn't be happier than where I am right now. I say that with my full heart. I've struggled with happiness issues in the past. It's a surreal experience, honestly. It's weird to be able to say I am where I have always dreamt of being. I don't know how to explain that. I don't really know how to feel. There are times where I am watching the Magic Kingdom fireworks show happily ever after, and I just feel something like I've never felt before. It's insane. That's all for now, guys. I'm probably headed to a park for the day. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And have a good one.
Yeah, I was really happy. I think I really discovered what happiness could be during my time at Disney. For a long time, I kept myself very distracted from things, and it became very unhealthy. But when I was there, I was in a place surrounded by people that supported what I wanted to do, and that made a big difference. I gained a lot of confidence in myself just being able to be accepted into that program. Confidence that I probably desperately needed at the time. I was overwhelmed by work at school prior to me going to do this college program, and it was the best thing that I could have done at the time. It was where I was supposed to be. And I mean, you can definitely hear it in my voice. I was very happy. I was excited to be where I was. I was rambling about things because I was so happy. I was almost overwhelmed by it. There was so much going on, so much to consider, so much in my head. Mostly good things in the beginning. Sure, every journey has its own flaws, but looking back on the program, it was a great experience and it was what I needed at the time. There's a purpose behind everything that happens in life, the good and the bad, so take it as you will. I'm still grateful to have had such an opportunity. And I can't wait to show you more footage from my time at Walt Disney World doing the Disney College program. So with that, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Check out my Disney College program vlog playlist, and I hope you enjoy some of that content. Really, this has been a time capsule for me, and I'm just excited to share it with you guys too. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Roll the outro! Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you did enjoy this piece of content, please do consider giving me a like and subscribing to the channel for more content like this. Here are some other video recommendations that you should check out. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram for more content from me. Thank you so much for the support and have a great rest of your day.